Hey guys, so literally 2 days ago, you could see our entire lawn. All of the snow that we had gotten had melted, and yeah, it has snowed. It snowed all day yesterday and the night before, and all this morning. Now it is actually getting sunny though, which is great because we also have not had a sunny day for a very long time. So it's very lovely out here. Anyway, we are headed out to the shed really quickly because we are very soon to start seed starting. And there are several things that we need to get done before we are ready for that, really. And one of them is gathering up all of my trays and pots and getting them all cleaned and sanitized. So most of them are, as I think you guys know, I think I showed you guys that, are out in the shed still. And I was thinking, well, that's great that they're out there because now I don't have to move them, because that's, as you also might know, where my new seed starting room is going to be. But I forgot that I need to wash everything. So, sorry, I had to clear the snow away from the gate. So gonna grab all of that stuff and then bring them inside to get them washed. I also need to grab all of the ones that are in the old grow room downstairs, get them all upstairs and washed. Hi, girls. And then I need to take apart all of the lights that are down there and all of the other grow room stuff that needs to get moved out to the shed. I just need to get that all taken down and ready to move. I want to inventory everything, make sure I'm not missing anything, or if I think I might need to order some new trays or pots. I think I probably need some more trays. Yeah, I think that's mostly it, but I thought I'd bring you guys along with me as I get ready for seed starting, even though we have a ridiculous amount of snow again. All right, so we also still have not finished the insulation project in here, so a disaster. Yeah, these are all of the bats that need to go up on the ceiling. We are waiting for some wire things that basically hold them up. But yesterday, actually, I went and taped them all together because they need to be 24 inches wide, and my insulation is only 15. Anyway, so that is all ready to go, and that should be quick once we get the things. But oh shoot, no, oh good, they're all over here. For a minute, I thought they were underneath all of that. All right, so all of those trays and pots, I'm just gonna stick them in my wagon, and we will get them to the house. Okay, I think that is all of my pots, I think. Actually, I still have a whole bunch downstairs too, but most of those I didn't use because everything that's in here, no, I do have some that are used down there. So I need to go grab those as well. But for now, the wind is bitterly cold today. So I'm going to close things up here and get back inside. All right, down in the old grow room, current preservation room, to pick up the rest of these guys. Actually, I have quite a bit less than I was expecting. However, I kind of want to get all of the seed starting stuff like ready to go. So that means I need to take down all the lights and gather things and put them all in one place. Not really sure where to start. Well, here, let's move this out of the way first. I'm gonna have to go get a stool to get those. Well, we'll deal with that in a minute. All right, I can put stuff in here to move. Stays here. Random stuff. So I want to bring this little guy here with me. This has a bunch of potting stuff in it as well. So I think I'm going to fill this with kind of loose odds and ends. Another random lid. This has one of my timers in it. Those need to be washed. I actually don't think I'm going to use these this year. Just because they get dry super fast and I don't know. Anyway, so I don't think I'm going to wash them is my point. So I'm just going to put them in here. I do have one that I actually never even used. Still in its packaging. Right, but I think that guy wasn't used. Right. These all were though. Okay. Random wire. It's now stuck to my ring. Goodness gracious. So I made a mistake last year of not reading clearly enough when I was ordering stuff. And yeah, I don't know if you can see, it has holes in it. I didn't want things with holes in it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I mean, I guess it would be handy for like bottom watering. So like I could have my plants in these trays and then be able to lift them out. I don't know. That seems kind of like a lot of work. And these are pretty flimsy. So I don't know. But they need to go with me. So this guy needs to be washed. These guys. These guys. This is the rest of the pile of the ones that have holes in them. I am thinking, so this stuff is all like the lights came with these little shade thingies that are not shade, like it's supposed to slide in and kind of direct the light, but I kind of want the light to have more spread, so I just took them all off. But this has extra cords and all of that kind of stuff. Let's just set that there for right now. I don't think that's going to fit in here. And then this stuff can stay here. That stays here. This goes. Okay. All right, now I need to put these somewhere. So I'm going to put them out in the basement and then come back and do the lights. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right, I want to get the heat mats in here. I think that will be easiest. Actually, I think they're all unplugged already, so perfect. Yep. I really probably need to test all of this stuff too to make sure it still works. But I think most of my lights are already unplugged. Oh, no, maybe not. I'll test my lights, see, make sure they're all working. I think I can just flip this guy on. No, maybe this guy's not plugged in anymore. Yeah, no, this isn't plugged in anymore. Okay, never mind. We're not going to test lights. Let me move this stuff all up here for right now. So it's just out of the way. When I think about doing this, I'm like, you know, this is a lot of work when you could just, it's all set up here and you could just use it again. But I think I'll be much happier with it out there. It will be way easier to do hardening off because we don't have a door out of our basement. So you have to go upstairs to get outside, which meant I had all 3 of these racks pretty much full of trays of plants. And I had to carry them up one at a time because you can't stack them when they're full of plants. So I will be much happier once it's all done. And harvest right. Oil. All right, I don't know what this goes to. Oh, currently it goes to nothing. All right. Oh, actually, so I could plug in my lights. All right, let's see. Oh, although I don't know if this is plugged into anything. No. Now it is. Okay, everything's plugged in. Let's see what happens. Oh, dear. That's not good. Unless I turn them all off. Maybe I turned them all. Oh, there we go. Oh, whew. I get nervous there for a minute. Where's that guy? Oh, there it is. Yep. This one is not plugged into anything right now. Although I could. So turn these all back off. That's good news. They all work. I'm probably going to want this extension cord. Actually, no, I think I'm going to need to get a much longer one. So this can just stay here. Out of the way. All right. So all of these lights are connected together. Well, they're not like, so 3, 6, 18. Each set of 3 is connected together, but I don't remember which is which. Ah, here we go. Which is really nice because you can connect together a whole shelf of them without much problem. Oh, I didn't test those, did I? I am going to need to hang all of these again. So I'm going to take all the chains, but not those right now because I don't want to go get a step stool. I have to say, I have been absolutely dreading doing this. And you know, it's totally one of those projects that you dread doing and then you start doing it. It's like, oh, this is way easier than I expected. I didn't, however, realize how many of these I had. I also decided that I am not going to take apart these shelves and move them. I got some bigger ones and I actually figured it out. And the number of trays that I could fit on these, all 3 of them, is significantly less than the number of trays I can fit on 2 of these new big shelves that I'm getting. So I think it's a much better use of space. And these will be better for the canning pantry anyway. think one of the reasons I was dreading this so much is I remember last year putting these all together, and yeah, it was very time consuming because every single one of these cords had to be plugged in. The little claspy things that you can hang it thing, they all had to be put on individually. So this is much easier than that. And would be much easier to put back together once I have them in the new grow room. Ta-da! All right, so that is all of the lights. I guess now I'm going to take all the chains off and get them in something I don't lose them. I also had to, oh, that's not going to work. All of this chain was like in one, well, not one, I had to get several lengths of it because I kept miscalculating how much I would need. So I had to cut them, and then I had to open up the ends so I could get them over the shelf things. Yeah, this was quite the project. So hopefully it will be much less difficult when I go set it up in the grow room. Well, I don't think I mentioned how close we are to seed starting season. Why can I not get this off? Oh my goodness. There we go. How close we are to seed starting season. So it is February 4th today, and I am supposed to start my seeds on February 14th, which I believe is a Wednesday. So probably I'm going to start starting seeds on next weekend, since, you know, full-time job and everything. But that means we're very close, like 10 days. And I have put this off long enough. We should have the insulation done here pretty quickly. Like I said, we're just waiting for the little metal strippy things that hold the insulation into the ceiling, which we didn't know we needed until today. Yeah, we're not very good at looking things up before we just dive in and start doing things. Okay. All right, before I start moving anything in here, I do want to pull these all out and get this swept up. I did do a little bit of a sweep job at the end of seed starting season, but still pretty messy. I'm probably going to rearrange this whole thing like entirely at some point, but not today. That's not happening today. This is my plan, is to put cardboard down that actually fits the shelf to be able to put cans on here, just because they're a little wobbly on the wire shelves and they'll be much more secure on this. And it doesn't need to be wood because they have the wire underneath them. Can't remember how much weight these can hold though, which is why I'm thinking that mostly what's going to go on here is freeze-dried stuff, which is really light, and herbs. Oh, that would be a good idea. Put all my herbs over here. Okay, so I think that is everything. I'm going to get this stuff all back on the shelves. So this table isn't all cluttery. So I went through my spice cabinet the other day and like combined a bunch of stuff that we had multiples of. And I was thinking I was going to use these to put my saved seeds in, but I ended up getting little brown envelopes, and I think those are going to work way better. But I feel like these are bound to be good for something. So I think I'm going to keep them for right now. I'm going to put all their lids on though. If you have any ideas of what one could do with these, David doesn't like them because they're too small for most of like the nails and screws that he uses. He uses the big ones, but these are just a little too small. Oh, I almost forgot. I have a bunch of unused pots under here. Well, at least these don't have to be cleaned. Need to come down here with some cleaner, but for now I will just wipe off the dusty bits here. I was going to say, I don't know how this table got so dirty. Right, I started seeds on it. Forgot about that. Seeds which have all sprouted. Well, all but the chives. The chives started to, and then they, I don't know, maybe they got too dry. Can't tell, but they are still not up. Everything else is looking gorgeous, though. Okay, well, I'm very pleased to have this finally done. And the next step will be setting this all back up again in the new grow room. But for now, yeah, this is just gonna be as it is. I will come back down here at some point, like I said, put cardboard on all of these shelves. I have actually a bunch of canned goods that need space on the shelves in there. So like I said, I think I'm gonna bring all of the herbs in here because they're nice and lightweight, plus all of the rest of the Mylar bags with freeze-dried stuff in it. That can all go here, and then we can do some shuffling around in there for the actual jars of canned goods. All right, let's go upstairs and wash some trays and pots. Woohoo! Okay, this is the last of it. Close the door. Our pretty sunny day has disappeared. All right, I'm trying to think the best way to do this. Probably do all the pots first. I was thinking I could maybe put some in the dishwasher, but I don't really want to clog up my, I don't know if having a bunch of dirt like that would be a bad thing, probably. All right, so we're going to do this by hand, which is going to be a ton of fun and take forever. All right, let's get started. All right, I am just going to get this sink full of hot soapy water, and then I'm going to take like one of these trays off and just set it here and like knock any loose dirt that might still be in them. Some of them definitely have extra dirt in them, but I don't really want going down my drain. So try and knock that off as much as I can, and then into soapy water for a quick rinse. And the reason that you do this, by the way, I suppose I should talk about that a little bit, is you never know what bugs and stuff have gotten in these, because most of them have sat outside. Like, well, these have all been sitting in my shed since I planted things into the garden. So lots of little things can get in here. Bugs could have laid eggs, fungus, any number of things. So you just want to get that all off and get them cleaned and sanitized. So I'm just going to wash them real quick, and then I will spray them with a vinegar water mixture and then let them dry. This is going to take a very long time because not many of these fit in the sink. All right, I think I'm going to use sponge. Well, and this also lets me find ones that are broken, decide if I want to keep those or not. These were pretty flimsy, a lot of them. Since I was out of work all last spring and summer, I was not trying to spend a lot of money getting supplies, and I didn't have any of this stuff. So I definitely, for the most part, went with kind of cheap stuff, knowing I would likely have to replace it this year, or even some of it will probably last at least one more year, maybe even two. I did splurge on the trays and got the Bootstrap Farmer trays, which are amazing. They're super sturdy. Love them. Like I said, that's probably the one other thing that I'm going to try and get more of. It also dawned on me that I probably need to, I definitely need to move my chives and my lavender that I have in my shed right now overwintering in pots. Those are going to need to go somewhere else because I don't want to introduce, again, I just don't want to introduce any possible fungus or gnats. Oh my goodness, we do not want those. They are such a pain. Aphids, I mean, there could be any number of little things that are hibernating in that dirt. So it will need to get out of the shed. All right, as you see, I have a long ways to go. I have another stack just as tall as this one was over there. So we will come back when we are a little closer to done. Okay, I'm soaking wet. However, can you see over there? Yes, okay. All done. It is by no means perfect. I gave up individually scrubbing each of the little cells pretty quickly and just kind of swished them through the soapy water. And it still took me quite some time to get through everything, but they are all done now washing. So I think next, so I need to sanitize still, which is going to be a, gosh, the sun is really bright. It's going to be a vinegar and water mixture. So I'm thinking I'm just going to empty the sink, clean it out, because oh my gosh, there's so much dirt. Even though I knocked dirt out of everything, there's still so much dirt in there. Clean it out and then refill it with water and vinegar and then just kind of dip everything in and start all over again. Whew. All right, but we are getting there. So this is the second time I've emptied the sink. And what I am doing is I let everything settle and like don't disturb the water for a bit, and then most of the dirt kind of stays in the sink, and then I can scrape it up and it doesn't go into the drain. At least that is the hope. So as you can see, yeah, tons and tons of dirt. So I'm just dumping it out into a bucket that I don't need, and then, yeah, keep going. I didn't end up cleaning some of the, like I had a bunch of kind of odd shaped pots that came from nurseries that I had gotten starts and stuff from. So I didn't clean those because I probably won't use them. And if I need to, I can wash them then. So much dirt. And I have all of my tags from last year, just washing or soaking here. And I actually discovered a way that I can get, so I use, it's not exactly a Sharpie, it's a UV resistant Sharpie kind of. And so this stuff does not come off, except it does with acetone. So I am going to use that because labels are kind of expensive, actually, and what a waste to throw all these away that are still perfectly fine except they're written on. And let me tell you, if I tried to write on the other side, I'd never remember which one it is. So it's just better to take them all off. But this allows me to rinse my sponge a bit in here. And in the, I don't know, 5 minutes that it took me to do that, I changed my mind. I'm going to fill a spray bottle with water and vinegar and spray everything instead. I think that'll be easier because then it has to sit for 15 minutes and then get rinsed off. So I think it will just be better to do it this way. I'm actually not sure the ratio of water to vinegar, so I'm going to look that up really quick. All right, so it is equal parts water to vinegar. I might need to go downstairs and get more vinegar. My house is going to smell like vinegar. Lovely. All right, I think I'm going to start with the trays first. Yeah, I'm going to start with the trays first. Not sure where I'm going to put them. I think it's right here. It will be easiest to put all of these guys out and then spray them. Actually, you know what? Since I'm spraying the inside of them, I don't really need to spray the outside because the outside will get covered with vinegar as I stack them. That's silly. That's better figure that out now than when I'm done. Everything is all sprayed with vinegar, except for these guys. These I'm just going to give a little bit of a wipe to, and then we'll use the acetone and rinse them all off. I'm thinking I might, those are not going to come out. I might use, what am I trying to say? A bowl and like just dip it into the acetone and then wipe it. See if that works easily. I actually really ended up liking these little round or oval guys, especially in my seed starting trays. I just thought they worked really well. So, I mean, they weren't expensive, but you know, why waste a whole bunch of plastic if you don't have to? And they're in great shape. Although I do like the ones with the long stakes for actually in the garden. So I might get some more of those because I only have a handful of those. Isn't it crazy how many of these I have? But I was very diligent about my labeling last year, and I intend to do the same. All right, and got these guys pretty much clean enough. And here is my acetone. All right, let's see if this works. Oh, it does work. Look at that. I might still have to wipe some of them. I did think briefly about trying to, well, actually, so I went through a couple of iterations of trying to get this stuff off. The first one was using vinegar, and that did not do anything at all. And so then actually I was going to go try rubbing alcohol, which I've tried that before and it kind of works, but not great. Huh, I wonder why that one doesn't want to come off. Anyway, so then I was like, oh, wait, what about acetone? Takes off fingernail polish. But before that, when I saw that the vinegar wasn't going to work, I was like, well, maybe I could just go through each of my tags, and because I'm going to be planting a lot of the same things, and like just reuse the tags. But that would be a lot of work, a lot of work. And some things I'm not replanting, like some of my tomatoes I'm not replanting, and a couple of other things. So I wouldn't be able to use them all. But this worked, so I don't need to worry about it. All right, I got the majority of them completely cleaned off, but weirdly, a couple of them, like, just didn't matter what I did to it, it would not come off. So, but I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of, I don't know, a lot. So, thinking that's not too bad, but I definitely do want to rinse them, wash them off, so we don't need acetone going into our flower pots. I feel like that would be a bad plan. All right, so last but not least, we just need to rinse everything one more time. Oh my goodness. But it'll be quick. I don't think it'll be a problem. And I'm not going to try and rinse the backs and of everything because they don't really, well, yeah, I guess I kind of have to, don't I? Anyway, I'm just going to get it all rinsed. That's what I'm going to do right now. So I actually have to admit, I have never done this before. And well, actually, take that back. I have had fungus gnat problems in the past. And I'm wondering now if this is why, because I've never done this before. And of course, last year I didn't have an issue because everything was brand new. So I didn't need to worry about it. But especially since I'm going to be using a different kind of location, I want to try and make sure I have the best possible start. I really hope this doesn't fall over. It would certainly make a crash, boom, bang. All right, so these guys, I'm just going to fill up the sink and just dip them in it. I'm not going to try and I don't know. Yeah, I probably should separate them all. Oh my goodness. This project has taken a bit longer than I was expecting. I got it all done. Everything got rinsed after being sprayed with vinegar, and I just left it out to dry overnight. These actually still have a little bit of damp in them, so I think I'm gonna leave them maybe for another day. Things do dry pretty quick here. These won't, I don't have space to lay these all out to get dry, so I'm not really concerned about it. But I think I have everything that I need. I don't anticipate needing more of these. I think I'm going to start everything in this size here. I did start a bunch of things in this size last year, but it's so small, and you just end up having to pot that much sooner. Whereas these guys, they're small enough that the seeds aren't going to be overwhelmed with too much space, and they're big enough that they can grow in here for a while before I'll have to pop them up into these guys. So I think that's my plan, and I think I have enough of these. I do think I'm going to order maybe 10 more of the trays though. Maybe, we'll see. But it is all ready. All of this and the stuff downstairs is ready to go into the grow room as soon as it is ready to be set up. I will definitely bring you along with that for that. So please subscribe if you haven't so you can join me. All right, guys, thanks so much, and I hope you have a great evening. Bye.